Hey, what's up? How's everybody doing today? If you are returning, welcome back. And if you're new, welcome. Today, I have a new deck that I'm very excited to use. I've had it for a while and I haven't really used it for a reading yet. I am going to be using the Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. This is a beautiful deck and the energy is incredible. So we're going to see what messages we have from it today. Now this deck comes with an attunement card that I am going to read first because I think it's beautiful. And I apologize for the noise. It's a beautiful day. Everybody's doing their yard work. I hope you can hear me. What this card says. Mother Rose, you were present long before we, and you will continue after we're gone. Bless this oracle and all who use it. May it be a gateway for all to return to ourselves, the earth, and each other. May our connection with the voice of our soul be made stronger with every use. May all who touch it feel cherished, held, loved, softened, and seen. May it deliver insight, understanding, compassion, and guidance that's in the highest interest of all beings, past, present, and future. When I'm holding space for another, help me to step out of the way and invite others to connect with the wisdom that exists deep within them. Guide me and all who use it to embrace our ever-changing true nature and the seasons of our lives with compassion, understanding, and grace. Show us how we can plant ourselves here more deeply than ever before. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. I love that. I really love that. So, with that being said, I will be reading from the book because I don't, oh my eye is burning. I don't, incense is going in my eyeball. I don't know all the cards like that. I will try and read them energetically, but I feel like these meanings were written for a reason. So let's get into it. I'm going to pull 3 cards from here. I've used the magic number lately. See what messages the Rose Oracle has for you today. I should say for us. So a lot of times these readings are just as much for me as they are for you. Let me put this back up. Shaking the table too much. Let's go. Oh, we got 4. Okay. What do we got? First card we have is Lineage of the Rose. Moved by the goddess, here for this. Soul call, gather. Second card we have is After the Rain. Silver lining, relief, hope, mercy. It's over. Acceptance. These cards are they're just so beautiful. I absolutely love them. Release the petals, transformation, death, and rebirth, shedding all change. And then the reunion. Soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, and friendship. And right off the bat, these cards have come out in a succession. There's a call, soul call. I'm getting a call to a tribe. Silver lining, relief, hope, mercy, it's over, acceptance. It's people recognizing each other, recognizing their similarities, recognizing their tribe, recognizing their people. Release the petals, transformation, death, rebirth, shedding, all change. It's like once these people come together, there's a collective understanding of a need for change and a willingness for change. And then the reunion, soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, and friendship, which is ultimate uniting. I said I was going to read the book, so I'm going to do that. Lineage of the Rose. There's no numbers on this card, so I have to kind of go back and forth, but that's fine. These times, these changing, divisive times, your soul chose to be right now for this. You're part of a collective team led by the goddess, by the mother of us all, to reweave the thread of the rose back into the tapestry of humanity, to make spaces where all people feel cherished and safe, to heal and be healed from the destructive patterns of patriarchy, to be part of the return of the goddess to the earth. If you've been doubting your path, you're being called to look within and trust the whispers and weavings from caverns deep. The way of the mystic rose is walked by few and known by heart, not mind. Try not to overthink. Rather, trust the threads that are woven deep. This card contains within it a confirmation of the inner call and a reassurance that you're not alone in it. The mother of us all thanks you for being part of these changing times for humanity. She acknowledges your devotion to doing your best to support yourself and others in the journey back home to themselves and to each other and to the earth. She wants you to know that she is available to guide you every step of the way. Speak, sing, and dance with her. You are led, you are led, you are led. Soul inquiry question: how are you being called to commit more deeply to humanity and the earth? So this is about answering your inner calling. And if you're feeling a call to, I'm hearing come back to oneness. And oneness is a concept that a lot of people have a difficult time understanding. We see ourselves as individuals, and I'm being, a long time ago, I'd say at the very beginning of my spiritual awakening, somebody told me something. They said that God is like the ocean, and we are all drops of the ocean. There's that oneness. The ocean is made up of billions and trillions of drops of water to make up this enormous body, and that's what we are. We are all pieces of the one. We are all meant to be working in harmony with life, with nature, with the planet, and with each other. And humans have severely lost their way, and this is a call back to that, to put it as simply as possible. After the rain. I had to keep my finger on that original page. Oh, my back hurts, man. I can't run. After the rain, page 56. First card in the deck, actually. There's something very special and sacred about the moment after it stops raining, which is kind of cool because it was raining in my reading last night, and I was talking about how the earth smells when it rains. The atmosphere has released all that it was holding, and in turn the earth has been cleansed, replenished, and nourished. It's a similar feeling to the moment after we stop crying. It's true. As those salty, healing waters fall, they activate oxytocin and endorphins, which create a shift in how we feel. What was once overwhelming now seems possible. And while we may not know it consciously, noticeable growth will soon follow. After the rain is about hope, healing, beginnings, and endings. Emotions are soothed, broken hearts are on the mend. Times of trial are over, mercy can be felt. There's a moment of relief. A new, encouraging silver lining can now be made out in the distance. What's been challenging and difficult has or is about to ease up. If you've been going through a challenging time, this card is here to reassure you that things are about to ease. You've been through the worst of it, and now hope is here. These past weeks, months, or even years haven't been straightforward. They've likely asked you to dig deep and endure hardships that have tested you. But now, at long last, there are smooth seas ahead. What you've learned and how you've grown can never be taken from you. And now it's time to enjoy the warmth of the blessings that life has in store for you. Glorious new beginnings are now possible. What are you ready to release? So this is about cleansing, taking that sigh of relief, crying if you need to cry, and releasing what no longer serves, which follows through with the next card, release the petals. It's transformation. It's just shedding. And I'm hearing a planetary shedding. There is a group awareness coming about where people are opening up and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, seeing that it's not as terrible as it seems, seeing through the illusions. The way the world is set up right now, it's set up to make us fearful. It's set up to make us give up on ourselves, on humanity. Because as long as we are living in fear and doubt and anger and all these things, it suppresses our spirit in so many ways. It suppresses our ability to heal ourselves. It suppresses our immune system. It suppresses our lives. Fear and lack of hope suppress the soul from living. We need to shed that. Humanity is being called to their greatness. And if you resonate with that, you're being called now more than ever. Release the petals. (104). There comes a point where we can't go back. I was going to say that before and I didn't. Let me just go back for 1 second. There was a sentence in that one. What page was that? What you've learned and how you've grown can never be taken from you. And right here it says there comes a point where we can't go back. In a seemingly fleeting moment, the road that led us here is suddenly impossible to access. It's once you see, once you have that breakthrough, once you have that opening in awareness, you cannot go back. You know, ignorance is bliss, because It's you can't awaken. A person cannot awaken to their God calling and then act like they never heard it. It just doesn't work that way. There's a sinking knowing that things will never be the same. A death, a birth, a loss, a growth, an ending, a discovery. No matter how hard you try, things are different now. You're different now. The world's different now. What's been seen, I just said that. What's been seen can't be unseen. There's no going back. Something new beckons you forth. This is a card of change and transformation. Courage is required for the rebirth to happen. Abscission. I've never actually heard that word before in my life. I do not know what it means. Abscission. Abscission. Oh, it explains it. Let me shut up. Abscission is the shedding of various parts of an organism, such as a plant dropping a leaf, flower, fruit, or seed. The rose hip knows, the phoenix does too, that we need to surrender what was to the earth to one day be transformed anew. We can grasp the petals of the past as the changing winds blow, but eventually we'll discover that change is coming, change is near, change is already here. And while what once was no longer and what will soon be is not yet, it's time to release your petals to the wind with wild abandon for the chance to begin again. To offer what once was to the wind and let it nourish the seas within. It's time to surrender so the transformation can happen. Had the rose not released its petals, the rose hip would not have come to be. When we gather the courage to release what was, we're greeted by the fruits of the future. What are you clinging to for fear of nothing coming to take its place? To use a real cliche term, out with the old, in with the new. You know, we have to really cleanse. And I don't know, in my personal experience, like there's, like, let's say for a real simple, basic example, let's say I have all these clothes that I'm holding on to, and this has actually happened to me, and for no reason, they don't fit me. Maybe they'll fit me one day. Maybe I'll be that size again, whether it be bigger or smaller or whatever. Those are my favorite jeans. Yeah, they have a hole in them, but I don't want to get rid of them. I think that's my neighbors, and I may have to pause because that's just going to get loud. But real quick, once I've gotten rid of them and just said, you know what, screw it, let me just get rid of it. There have been so many times I've come across a sale, I've come across this, I've come across that, where I have actually found things even better. Letting go of the old can be terrifying because it's comfortable. But when we let go of the old and have that courage to let go of the old, it opens the door for something better. We're holding where it leaves space for more to come in. When we hold on to things that no longer serve us, we're blocking the things that do. I hope that's not too loud. I really hope that's not too loud. I might have to pause it, because I don't want to be yelling. But you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. And this applies on a grander scale, on a world scale. The world does not want to let go of its old comfort zones, not recognizing that something bigger and greater ahead of us. The reason why humanity has not progressed is because humanity doesn't want to let go of the old. And there is a group of people here that are being called to release and grow for the sake of humanity, to open the doors for humanity and to show others that it's possible, that it's there, that there is light at the end of this fucked up tunnel. But those doors can't be opened without the willingness for change. Let me read this next card. The Reunion, 108. The current period in history has been spoken of by mystics through the ages, and you chose to incarnate right in the middle of it. You didn't do so alone. We came here in waves with joint soul missions. You were never meant to walk this life alone. It's time to come back together. To remember that we're not in competition, rather we hold keys for each other. This is the way of the rose. To bloom bravely regardless of what others are doing, and not to be threatened when others do this alongside you. The rose doesn't open and close according to who's walking by. She reveals her beauty to the world without waver. You're here to do that too. There are people who at a soul level chose to walk alongside you, but for them to find you, you must first let them see you. Reveal yourself to the world. Open your heart and mind to collaboration rather than competition. So many of us, particularly those who identify as women, have learned to be mistrustful of one another as if we're in competition. This card comes with a message of collaborations, partnerships, and friendships, a confirmation that one or more people are entering your life, or it could be a sign that you're being called to co-create on a project with someone you already know. Decide to bloom together. I release any old programming of competition. I open myself up to relationships and collaborations. It's safe for me to trust and co-create. It's safe for me to speak clearly. It's safe for me to set clear boundaries and collaborate. We are meant to work together. This is not supposed to be a dog-eat-dog world. This is supposed to be people coming together for the betterment of humanity and for the betterment of this planet. And it has to start somewhere. One by one, we end up recognizing each other, remembering our soul mission, remembering why we're here. We are here right now. You are here right now, listening to this message because you are meant to change the world as much as anybody else. And letting go of those beliefs that you can't make a difference is the best way to start. Because when one person has the bravery to make a difference, they inspire other people to have that same bravery to make a difference, to answer their soul call, to answer the truth that has always been within them. That undeniable truth that you can't unsee, that you think, well, I must be the only one. Am I the only one that feels this way? Am I the only one that believes in humanity? Am I the only one that holds on to hope? And you're not. Okay, sorry about that. I got interrupted. There's a lot trying to interrupt me right now, and I will not stop. I'm gonna cut this short. I think I have gotten out what needs to be said. There is a universal call to those that have been drawn to change, to those that know that this is not the way things are supposed to be. And this is your time. This is our time to take a stand for that change, regardless of what anybody else says. And I'm going to leave it at that. And I'll be back with another reading once that's done. Stand for your truth. Follow your soul calling. The world needs you. You're beautiful. I love you.